This is Emma Laughlin, Communications Intern with Farm Credit Financial Partners, and 2020 marks our 25th year anniversary. A quarter of a century ago, Farm Credit Financial Partners, or as many fondly refer to us as FPI, opened for business in Agawam, Massachusetts. We began with 32 employees and the ambitious goal of innovating technology services for farm credit. Today, we have grown to over 250 employees across the country, serving 6 Agricultural Credit Association partners. To help us commemorate our 25-year history, we have with us Kristina Kramer, Customer Training Manager, who has been with FPI for 25 years. Kristina, please introduce yourself and explain what your current role is here at FPI.
Thanks, Emma. So I'm Kristina Kramer, and I am the Customer Training Manager at FPI. I've been in this position for a little over a year, but I have done training for my entire FPI career. And actually also the time that I spent in Farm Credit East as a loan officer and credit analyst in a branch. I came to FPI actually before it was formed, and I was working on the project that built a system called Basis, which was our first generation loan origination system that is the precursor to Empower. And I was coming from the branch in Farm Credit East in New Jersey up to Springfield to Agawam every week for a couple days a week for a number of months. So I actually was at FPI before it was officially formed. My jobs over the years have included, as I mentioned, working at Farm Credit East as a credit analyst and loan officer for 7 years. And then I came to FPI. I was a software tester, a product manager, a project manager. I also was the company's first training director, and then I moved into my current position as customer training manager.
So you've had a lot of jobs while you've been here serving Farm Credit. Do you remember your first day on the job in its entirety at FPI?
My first day actually wasn't very memorable, because I had been working in a very similar capacity for over a year with other individuals who were part of those first 32 staff members at FPI. So I had been traveling from New Jersey on a weekly basis for a number of months, and I was asked to join the FPI staff in the period, the first quarter of the first year of FPI in 1995, and I started officially on May 1st. So when I had my first day, I was physically in the office, but I had been doing that a lot for the prior year, and basically just walked into the role that I had been working in and transitioning into since basically January 1st.
Yeah, so it seems like you've been very productive over the past 25 years, and you've had so many different roles. Did you want to share any of your fondest memories while working at FPI? Any standout moments for you?
Sure. It's been a lot of different experiences working at FPI. I was there in Agawam working in the office every day for about 6 years before I moved to Pittsburgh with my husband. And I've been working remote for 19 years from my house. So my experiences are varied. I had a lot of great times and experiences before I came to Pittsburgh, working with people, every day side by side. We were a small company in a small space in the building where we are now. So there was lots of teamwork. There was lots of roll up your sleeves and dig in, lots of partnership that was going on, and lots of fun. We always say we, work hard and play hard, and that started from there. One of the other things we always say about FPI is it's all about the people. So it's not just the people at FPI, the staff, but as well as our customers, and just a great group of people to work with. So it's a lot of teamwork. That's what I remember as I think about all my different experiences, whether it was working on a loan accounting conversion, day and night over a week, or it was setting up for a party, or it was just working on something to help solve a customer's problem or help dig in and, even design some of the Empower systems.
Yeah, it seems like every company does have their own values and missions. And you did touch upon teamwork and working with others and just the people that work at FPI. But what do you think has been the overarching theme of FPI for the past 25 years that you've been working here?
I think it's a couple of different things. I think it's the partnership. We have a very unique structure within FPI and with our board of directors. Our board of directors are all CEOs of our customers. And so they are helping us drive what they need. And they did right from day one. So this FPI was formed because of a consulting project that was done in 1994 when they started talking about downsizing the Farm Credit Bank of Springfield and how they were going to spin off the lending portion of the business. So the direct lending that was happening from the Farm Credit Bank of Springfield to the associations actually went to CoBank, and then they were left with the services piece. So as in 1995, we were just starting to get into the technology and knowing that that was going to be an important part of what was going to happen over the next 25 or 50 or 100 years. And so the partnership of working with our customers and the board driving, our mission was really, one thing that stands out. The other thing, like I mentioned, is really the teamwork, and whether we were a group of 30 employees or a group of 250, we see a lot of teamwork happening every day because we have so many projects and there's so many people that are working towards a common goal. So that, we're really driving for excellence. We're driving to help our customers. And if I look at some of the values, there's a lot of passion that happens at FPI, whether you're brand new people who are excited about the mission, or you've been around like I have for 25 years. There's a lot of passion, a lot of teamwork, and a lot of partnership going on.
Yeah, I see that teamwork and the passion. It definitely guides FPI and all of their goals overall. What characteristic do you most admire about FPI's leadership? So, of course, we have passion. We have the ability to work well in a team. But is there anything else that you think you've learned from other leaders at FPI?
I think the partnership is very important, and having that as an underlying part of our culture drives a lot of what I do every day. So we are very lucky within the FPI, as we call it, family. A lot of times is our customers are very willing to share, whether it's training materials or it's approaches or it's technology that they've come across or it's business processes that have worked for them. They're willing to share with each other. So it's very much part of the culture, and it's something that you don't see probably anywhere else, because how many companies have their customers own them? And that's really been an important part of what I do every day, and how over the years we've just infused that, or tried to infuse that, in our staff. And when I worked in HR, it was really important that we taught our new employees about association business practices. What is lending money? What does lending money mean? What does it mean to lend money to farmers and ranchers versus lending to, the average consumer? And so I think partnership is a big part of it, and they're very innovative. Right? So, we started FPI knowing that technology was just coming out. I mean, literally, when I worked in Farm Credit East, that was the first personal computers that we were starting to experiment with. The Farm Credit Bank of Springfield had the big mainframes, and the loan accounting system ran on that, but everything else was, from a loan origination standpoint and a customer relationship management standpoint, we were using paper forms, and there wasn't much technology, and we didn't have personal computers. So there was a lot of telephone calls for communication, and you would get literally mail from the Farm Credit Bank if memos about different things versus the email that we have. So really the innovation of just having to embrace the technology that was coming from the outside in the industry, and then just continuing to have to innovate. So as I mentioned, the first systems that we stood up as FPI was a loan origination system called Basis. Then we went to Empower, and we had a customer relationship management system. We had the loan origination system. We had a front end to our loan accounting system that was running on the mainframe. And as time goes on, we're just adding more and more systems. And now we're taking advantage of the vendor systems like Salesforce or Encino, and it's really our next generation. So we've seen 3 generations effectively of systems, and that innovation is what is driving our customers, what's driving FPI and the direction based on what's going on in the industry, what they want to do to serve their customers. Because it's really the other thing that really stands out is to them, it's all, and to us, it's all about service to that farmer and rancher, that customer member. And it's so important. That is their mission. They are a co-op, and their customers own them as well. And they need to provide the best service that they can to their customers so that agriculture will continue to thrive. So there is a lot of innovation, there's a lot of partnership, there's a lot of vision and meaning to the work that we do every day.
Yeah, I think that was very well said. There is such a big vision and so much to work towards, especially since it has only been 25 years. There's so much more to come too, especially with your role. So with your role and all that being said, what is your favorite part of your job currently, and what excites you the most about continuing here?
I have a number of things that make my job very interesting and keep me going every day. When I was in the branch, I was a loan officer, and I really enjoyed that people contact with the customer members. I enjoyed working in a small branch and having that environment with the people, and working all of these years, especially when I also worked in HR, and having interaction with all of the new employees and just interacting with people on a different level, employees and the managers on a different level than I would have done if I was just working on a project. So having the customer training manager role, one of the great things about that is that not only am I working with an internal team, our communications team, we're partnering with HR, and I'm involved on a number of projects, FPI, but I get to work with our customers as well and help them help their staff get up to speed on these new products. For example, we're working on a new online banking system. So what do our association teams that are working on those projects and are responsible for online banking is their day-to-day job? How do we make sure that working with the vendor, they get the training that they need, they get the understand what they have to, what they're doing from a change management standpoint, and that their staff is getting up to speed so that they can service the customer member. So it's really multifaceted. I'm excited about always having interactions with the associations on a regular basis. I mean, it really brings meaning every day to what I'm doing. And we're working on a lot of strategic projects. I also run a collaboration group we call Team FPI Learning, and it's one of the multiple Team FPIs that we have, but I get to interact with the associations, the training directors in each association, and help them collaborate with each other. Like I had mentioned before, it is a family, and people are willing to share. And so it's great to be a conduit for that. And also, I'm learning from them. I'm sharing with them what's happening on lending, the lending project, the Encino project for Association A, and then their Association B, C, or D. So bringing those lessons learned over to the next, each association as they go live. So having that interaction. And then the other great part is I am having an impact on what our staff is doing every day, and them getting up to speed on all these different products, as well as sharing my knowledge of the associations and the business practices and the things that I have learned over the last 25 years. So it's many different things that keep me going and keep me excited about what I do every day.
I know there is so much to be excited about. So my final question for you is, looking back on the past 25 years, there has been so much that has been done and so many projects that you've been a part of. What do you think is going to come next in the next 25 years? So by the time we get to our 50th anniversary, what do you see for FPI then?
It's going to continue to be an evolution of the next generations of products. Technology will always be a driving force and a necessary tool for all of the associations to continue to serve their customer members. It will continue to be technology heavy, but will also be driven. The strategy of FPI and the strategy of the associations will be driven by the needs of their customer members. So they'll be impacted by the world, what's going on in the world, what's going on in U.S. agriculture, just because we're so interconnected, across the world these days. And then they'll still be looking at the tools that they need to make sure they're serving their customers. That is their number one mission. That's why they are in existence. That's why the farm credit system is in existence. So it's hard to predict 5 more years from now because we've come so far from having the first PC computer or first PC in the Northeast in a branch where I started to just having an iPhone and mobile capabilities for so many things. So it's hard to say what will be, but I think I know that the underlying purpose and mission will not change over the next 25 plus years.
I definitely agree. We thank you so much, Kristina, for taking the time to celebrate FPI's 25th anniversary and sharing all your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.